What up and welcome. This is Tell Me I'm Wrong. I appreciate you tuning in and joining us. We got a special guest on today's show. Our cat is with us today. But let's go around the horn, introduce everybody. If you're new here, Rick Blaze, tell everyone who you are, what you're about.
Yo, it's Rick Blaze, aka Mr. Morris Day 2K, aka Mr. Slash.
Right, that's Rick Blaze. And then we've got Yells, Mr. Sunglasses on, inside, doesn't matter the time of day. What's up, Yells?
Just call me Mr. Right. Ladies, you can call me Mr. Right, but don't call me after 10. Guys, if you call me Mr. Right, say that to yourself. But you can say it.
Don't call him after 10, ladies, because the man is married, so don't get any weird ideas over there. And I'm Marsh. I'm just Marsh slash Marshall, not slash like Rick Blaze is. We appreciate you tuning in. We've got an exciting show ahead because I think the take that we're chatting about today, some people might find it to be a hot take. I personally think it's not a hot take at all. I think that we need to have a come to Jesus moment collectively as a group and finally admit that Nickelback is not only good, but Nickelback is an elite band. Nickelback is a group that was absolutely hated on in the 2010s. I could list you their accolades of having number one songs, about Grammy nominations 6 different times, albeit they never won. I could list all of that, but the fact is people just don't like Nickelback. I remember in 2016, I just graduated from college. I was working my first job, and there was a guy at work who was going around one day doing the rounds, making sure that nobody liked Nickelback. And at the time, I had to lie because I was young and dumb and, afraid to.
You want to get your ass kicked. Just say it, Marsh. You want to get your ass kicked.
I don't want to be the pariah because back in the mid 2010s, if you like Nickelback, you were a leper. I mean, you could not be seen in public like in Nickelback. And I'm here to tell you those days should be gone. As he did his rounds then, I had to lie and say I don't like Nickelback. But today I'm proudly saying not only is Nickelback good, Nickelback is elite. In fact, I think their range is unmatched in their era and unmatched in terms of their genre. You have an album.
I'm not going to let you finish there. That's crazy.
I'm going to hold on. You got to listen right here.
They're unmatched.
They got an album. Would you two allow the man to finish his take? I'm not interrupting you right now, all right? Allow me to finish this take. Because in the album, All the Right Reasons, they have a song, Far Away, a love song about refinding and rekindling love. That's on the one end. And then just 2 songs before that in the album order, they've got Animals, a song about a man who just got his license back, seemingly because he did something illegal, and now he's driving around getting roadhead. And there is no band that can make that connection within 2 songs on the same album. And for that, boys, tell me I'm wrong, because Nickelback is elite.
Rick, I'm going to go ahead and jump. You went wrong. Everything went wrong right towards the beginning when you said their catalog. When you said like it's unmatched, like God,
okay, it's probably not unmatched, but it's still a very good catalog.
It's on tape. You can't take it back. Here's why I stay with you though. I will stay with you. Nickelback is very good. All the hate that people have talking about their unoriginal, just saying that it's bland. For me personally, Chad Kroger's single where he had what is it called, Hero. That's one of my favorite songs. It's literally on my playlist right now. Never left. It's phenomenal. If you can really get into what that song is, and I'm a big fan of Chad Kroger's voice. Period. But Nickelback, they had a lot of songs, and they weren't. We can listen to music today, Marsh, and we can listen to music today and talk about mainstream, just generic songs, and that's across all genres. That is across all genres. But at that time, what they were doing was not, everyone was not doing that. There's a couple other bands, and maybe we can get in that was doing some stuff that was, you may call kind of cliche, and maybe they should have got more hate than Nickelback. Nickelback went hard. I just can't agree where you say that their catalog was, you're not going to take back that you said it was unmatched. It's on wax.
Yo, Nickelback is good, but for all the different reasons that you guys have mentioned. They're good because they're the good background white noise music that plays out in public. It's accepted everywhere like the Discovery cards. it's accepted everywhere. If I'm at Burger King, I'm waiting on my Whopper with cheese. Nickelback comes on a loudspeaker. It's cool, not a problem. I get my Whopper and cheese. I go about my business. If I'm at freaking a barbecue spot in Texas, hell, any barbecue spot in Texas, you probably hear Nickelback somewhere come on the loudspeaker at some point in time between the Matchbox 20 or something like that. And then you're gonna eat your barbecue. You're gonna get your potato salad and everything, and you're gonna be good. It's a good group because it's playable in a bunch of different settings. Not because they're an elite band, and definitely not because they have an elite signature category of music or albums. It's because they're playable in pretty much everywhere you go.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's not the argument here. The argument isn't if Nickelback is a decent band. I'm sitting here saying that Nickelback is elite. They are elite. They've got great range. They've got songs that, yes, maybe you think, oh, this is just what it was doing at that time. But you look at the other bands that they're going up against in that era, they don't have the type of hits that Nickelback was bringing. Like Daughtry coming in there.
Oh, don't you bring up Daughtry. Don't you get me started on Daughtry.
Don't you worry.
Oh.
But Nickelback was hitting above their weight class. They were pumping out jams, and then people just decided universally they're not good anymore, or they're Rick, and it's background music. Nickelback's not background music. They are. I'm searching out their album to get them rolling. I mean, Animals. If I need a quick lift and I need to power through a workout, I'm throwing Animals on and I'm getting into it. Because it's a jam. But you know what? If I want to get into my feelings, I can also put on something like How You Remind Me. And you don't have other bands that are bringing that type of diversity and that eliteness. And we need to start respecting the fact that that's what Nickelback
is. I will concede this. I will say this. Nickelback walked so that Kings of Leon could run. And goddamn it, the Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon still crawling.
Yeah.
Kings of Leon still crawling.
Never.
Nickelback's better than Kings of Leon.
Oh my God, this is totally off the rails. You're supposed to keep us on the rails here. This has gotten crazy. Number one, both of y'all can go to hell shitting on Kings of Leon, one of the greatest bands of all time. I can't believe you guys.
I put Kings of Leon.
You two are liking Kings.
Nickelback wish they were Kings of Leon. They go to bed every night in Kings of Leon jammies. He wears Kings of Leon jammies at night at bed. Look it up. Google it.
Kings of Leon.
Marsh brought up a song, but before I tap in on that song, I do have to say two things. Number one, Nickelback was kind of a victim of their own success because they really were. The overexposure was crazy. They were so good. That's why people got tired of them. And if you're going to use that analogy, Rick, Daughtry is what it should have been treated the way Nickelback got treated. Daughtry was the most generic thing ever. If you remember, they took the lead singer. Wasn't he the dude that won American Idol, Marsh?
He was.
That's and they said, hey, let's just grab
win it, but he was in it.
Interchangeable band members. Just mix dudes in there and put them all in flannel shirts and the leather wristbands and all dress them all the same with bald heads or low cuts. Just make them all look like him and just swap them out. That was Daughtry. That's generic. Just swapping people in and out. Is it not? Nickelback. But look.
Chris Daughtry is basic. Keep going.
Nickelback's song, though. This is where it does go. Don't cut me off, man. Don't stop me. Please, FCC.
You guys yell at me, but I'll let you go.
It was very hard to convince me that these were not the beginning lyrics to How You Remind Me. Still to this day, if I call Wifey down to sing the lyrics with me, she's going to sing them the exact same way, verbatim. Just hear me out. I'm not going to sing it, but just hear me.
Do it.
Make your faces, do whatever you need to do. We all know how the song starts. Never made it as a white man.
Oh, it's a white man.
Couldn't cut it as a poor Mexican. Tired of living like a black man. A sickle cell without a sense of healing. This is how you remind me. I heard that my entire life until I went and looked the lyrics up. Go listen to the song.
That's what you heard growing up?
Never could. Listen to it. It doesn't sound like they're saying like a wise man. It sounds... And the preface
A Southern white man. That's how you heard it. A white man.
I'm just saying, right. And then the preface to it, never made it as a white man. Couldn't cut it. Y'all do that one as a particular. And I'm tired of living like a black man. Tired of living like a black man.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I want you to know though, before I shut up, that is not a podcast joke. I put that on my kids. That's what I thought was being said for so many years. So many years that I replayed this song because Nickelback is pretty good.
They're elite. It's not.
They're not elite. They're not elite. They are not elite.
They are elite. Give me a band. So everyone should know that I'm punching I'm Little Mac fighting Mike Tyson right now, because on both sides of this podcast we've got Rick Blaze, part of an award-nominated musical group, and then we've got Yells, who's got his own very impressive musical background, and then we've got me, who thrives for karaoke night, and that's the extent of it. So I am fighting the big dogs right now, and I am not gonna back down from the fact that I'm arguing Nickelback's elite. I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying this is an elite band. And I want to know a group that can go from 2 songs talking about stealing a girl who's running away from home, and they're doing something where they lose the keys out in the middle of nowhere, and then 2 songs later bring in a very love-struck song. I want to know another band that's been able to make that connection in 2 songs on an album.
That's very nuanced. Let me ask you a question, Marsh. Let's ask you a question, because if Nickelback is elite, as you're calling them, right, that means you need to have a very vivid, and I mean vivid, memory of something that occurred in your life that will be it's going to be amazing to us while Nickelback was playing. Let's hear it.
I would love to.
It's called liking the song.
I would love to know.
Hell yes.
I would love to know if Nickelback is elite, then who else you consider elite that's on the same level as Nickelback? I want to know who the second band is that's on Nickelback's level in your mind.
Well, look, I mean, let's tell the audience, and they're going to see right through this one. This is a man who has sat up here proudly on Thanksgiving Day, said he was striving for boxed stuffing. So, I mean, clearly my palate is not fantastic. My personal favorite artist is Bryce Vine, who is not a very well. I don't even know if you guys know who Bryce Vine is.
No.
Who?
He's a Bryce Vine. I don't know how you would explain what his music is. It's hip hop. It's like poppy, hip hoppy, a little bit of.
Marsh, you listen to Linkin Park too, don't you?
He's up there with Nickelback.
Oh yeah, I mean those are good artists. They don't churn out.
You just throwing stuff on the wall and see what sticks at this point. What?
No, that's my top. Like, sitting here if we're talking hip hop, I'm getting well out of the my cue.
No, we're not talking hip hop. We're talking Nickelback. No, I know, but you need to stay around. Go ahead and yell out your Linkin Park and your Green Day and your Coldplay and your Red Hot Chili Peppers. Those are your guys, right?
I was not listening to. I mean, I listened to the hits of Linkin Park. I didn't like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, listen to a couple of their songs, but I wasn't sitting here like striving for the day that Red Hot Chili Peppers released music. But throw on some Photograph, and I'm ready to rock and roll right now. I mean, that's a good song from a great elite band.
What about Green Day?
I mean, fine. They're not the best Canadian artists, because that'd be Nickelback.
All American Rejects.
Fine. I mean, look, they are sitting on like second and third place and below on the pedestal. Nickelback's number 1. I mean, among that group, Nickelback walked so they themselves could run and run away from everybody.
So Nickelback both walked and ran.
Yeah, they did it all.
Oh yeah, they're your version of Michael. They might as well be Michael Jackson then.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm not that. I'm not stupid. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying that Nickelback.
They're your Michael Jackson. Can they be your Michael Jackson?
No, because Michael Jackson's so better than Nickelback. Oh, okay. I'm not arguing.
Whole nother argument. You mean they're my Prince? Because I'm putting Prince above MJ.
That's fine. I'm not here to, if the guy became a freaking symbol, he's an icon, whatever. I'm not putting Nickelback in like the era of the greats.
And that's because they're
so who are the greats though? That's what Rick's asking. Who are the greats to you?
Well, like any great, Rolling Stones, the Beatles, your classic number ones, they are your cleanup hitters, your going to the free throw line with the game on line. Those are them.
I'm gonna give.
Nickelback is sitting there.
I'm gonna
Like,
give you. I'll give you
their
5
NBA
bands.
So what
career,
is Nickelback like? They're all NBA. Nickelback is all NBA.
That's what I'm saying.
like 3 5 times, something like that.
If I gave you
Seasons
5
both,
bands,
right?
can you rank them? Can you do them quickly for our viewers so that it's
Sure.
not all day?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna give you 5
do it.
bands. Rick, try and keep up with them. That way he can rank them. Let's say we got Nickelback, right? We got Nickelback. Oh, he's got the pen and paper. I love Marsh. This is so astute. We got Muse. Let's take Muse. Let's take The Strokes.
Okay.
Let's take Radiohead.
Okay.
And let's take Coldplay. Let's just throw Coldplay in there. And just for shits and gigs, because I think that this Nickelback and Daughtry conversation requires that we talk about the Fray. I think we talk about the Fray. Where are you ranking these? Can you rank those?
Let's just right now. Let's do it. I'm going Nickelback number 1. I think they're better than them. Coldplay's coming in at number 2 for me.
Who's number 2?
Fray coming in at Coldplay.
Is it close? Marsh, is it close between Coldplay and Nickelback? Did Coldplay have a real chance?
Yeah, I mean he's making me doing this quick, but it's a conversation if we really wanted to dive into it. But I'm still going to take Nickelback, over Coldplay.
Wow.
The Fray.
I wonder how he's a Golden State Warriors fan too. Jesus Christ!
Whoa, watch the mouth. We're having an awesome season this year. Give me Radiohead, Strokes, and Muse to close it out. That's my top because you gave me 6.
I agree. Muse should be last. Muse should be last. Nickelback's not first though.
They are an elite band. Look, am I pushing the envelope here? Am I playing into the bit with the
in the envelope? You tore the envelope and put it in the trash. We're way past pushing the envelope.
Marsh is a well-traveled man. There's a few countries he can't go to now. You blew it.
Look, better not be.
One of them's America. You might have to get out after this episode talking about Nickelback.
Take me to Canada, baby. Take me to Canada. You know what I'm saying? Look. Is Nickelback the greatest band of all time? No, I'm not standing on that. Am I going to frustrate some people by putting them above Coldplay and the Fray? Sure, probably. The Strokes too. Any of these, probably except Muse. Sure. But I'm still going to sit here and say the discography that Nickelback brings to the table is underappreciated in this era thanks to memes and internet hatred of the 2010s. And if we remove that, we start talking about Nickelback in a much different way. Just because they might have played repeatable songs and maybe they didn't push the envelope musically during their time, that's fine. But if you look at the top artists of today, they are not doing anything different than that. They are repeating the same tropes. They are sampling the same freaking songs from 20 years ago that sampled a song from 20 years before that. And they're doing the same hooks, and we're just doing covers of songs instead of actually releasing new music. And Nickelback was out here putting out some good songs that I don't think that you're hearing people trying to fight with today. Oh, no one's going to put out Animals. They're going to put out something like that, but it's not going to be as straight to the point that Nickelback was with that. And then, like I said, turn around and actually put together a heartfelt song. I just don't think we're seeing that from artists.
And you know what? I can't wait to listen to Nickelback at my next out at the barbecue spot because I know they're going to be played.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, as I'm getting my ribs and potato salad, I'm going to hear Nickelback. And then
put on Rockstar, and they're going to be
Then the music's going to turn up really loud, and then something like It's Been a While is going to come on, and then music's going to turn
Make sure you play that first verse, Rick. Make sure you play that first verse.
Oh, you got to.
Ask them what the lyrics are.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there with it. We're not going
because nobody's as whatever choice hearing over there that you are, yells.
Yeah, that's wild.
Anyone tuned in, make sure y'all put in the comments if that's what y'all thought it said too. That's not a joke. Go back and listen to it. Matt, when's the last time you listened to Nickelback, or How You Remind Me, Marsh? If they're so good,
was literally like 2 days ago. Why do you think we're doing this podcast? Because Nickelback came and I was like, oh baby. This is some good stuff right here. It makes you want to crack a cold one, light up a Marlboro Red, and be like,
Wow.
"Thank God it's Friday on a Wednesday." I mean, that's the vibe Nickelback brings you.
That is hysterical. I'm literally reading some of like the hate stuff on the forum as we're doing this, and one of them says that Nickelback makes me want to light myself on fire. That's what I just read.
Wow.
It's funny you just said
Wow.
that.
Because of a Marlboro Red, you just put the Marlboro.
Because all those
I don't wanna
Marlboro
light
Red.
myself on fire with it. I'm trying to get hoarse with this Bush Light and a Marlboro Red and have myself a good time. I mean, that's what they're trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying?
Marsh, I don't want to get off topic, but you know we like to quiz you out too. Let's not forget. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, my Thanksgiving was great. We were not in the country, so it was a good time. It was a perfectly good time.
Canada, somewhere where they were playing Nickelback, or
No, I was anywhere that I am, they're playing Nickelback. Let me tell you that. No, we were down in the Caribbean. We were on an island somewhere.
Nice.
does the wife like Nickelback as well? Does she support your claim?
She doesn't. She's not skipping. We're a no skip house. Nickelback
Hey,
comes on.
she knows her role. She's not. Even if she doesn't like Nickelback, she's not telling him.
Yeah, because there's no not liking Nickelback in our household. We are a full-fledged Nickelback family, fully. All right, so clearly this is a hot take. Apparently, the elite part of the take. Rick, I'll start with you. What is an artist that you have a similar passion for? Maybe it's not the same because this is a little audacious, I admit. But an artist or a band that you have a passion for that others would be like instant skip. I'm not listening to them.
I don't know if I have a band that I'm gonna stick with the band theme. I don't know if I have a band that others would skip. I think it's kind of like I have a band that's more niche, and a particular member of the band has influenced pretty much every music you've heard from the year 2000 up until now. But as a band member, it goes a little bit more niche, and that's NERD, which is the head singer of NERD is Pharrell Williams. Pharrell, Chad Hugo, and all those guys. So NERD, no one ever really dies, is the acronym for it. And it's that rock band, and they have their first album. They have several albums, but In Search Of is the very first album. When I first heard that album, I was like, that's who I am. It was like hip hop meets rock meets R&B with a bunch of synth chords, and it's phenomenal. There's a lot of people today, not only because of Pharrell, but have become who they are because of the NERDs. And so for my band, I don't think they're probably more like unknown. They're not as popular probably as a Nickelback, but in those who know, they know NERD is one of them ones. So if no one has ever heard NERD, if you're listening, give them a shot. The first album, In Search Of, I guarantee, chef's kiss.
Adding it to the list. Yells, are you actually what? So NERD, I understand it's an acronym. How much are they called? Like how often are they called nerd?
They're called NERD.
No, but so by somebody that doesn't know who they are, or is it very like MASH? It's very obviously meant to be MASH.
Well,
but it's called MASH.
Typically, if I say Pharrell's a rock band, if you don't know that, then we just moving on. So I never really come in contact or conversation with anybody who doesn't know NERD, because if I say that, I'll say Pharrell rock band, and you give me that puzzle look, I know we're not on the same page, so they don't go any further than that. I don't even bother even mentioning their name, because certain things tells me you don't know.
Yeah, because that person must be an idiot.
Absolutely.
Probably don't even like Nickelback. Just crazy.
Probably.
Rick, before I answer, Rick, do you like Nickelback? I don't know if we ever. Do you like Nickelback?
They're cool. I don't. They're not on any of my playlists, nothing like that. They're cool.
Should be.
I like Kings of Leon. That's who I like.
Dude, how is that?
Yeah.
We don't need to divert back to that chaos. Yells, are you on the NERD? Are you sophisticated enough to have that conversation with
yeah, I'm well versed in NERD. I'm a fan. That's not my band though, but I'm allowed to talk to Rick because I do know about NERD. So thank you for allowing me in the presence. For me though, Mine is someone who probably, really, to most people, kind of fits that same Nickelback mold where people just really hated this artist at first, and they heard the song over and over, and they're like, by God, if I hear this again, like they hated it. And I too was in that same vein, and then one day I just listened to the song and I was like, musically it's really good, let me go listen to the album. This guy had one album, he swept all awards, no one understood why, but if you go listen to the album and you appreciate music, you understand who Gautier is and why he is a savant in music. Musically, you listen to that album, he takes you through every age and
Is he
decade
considered
and
a
genre.
band?
What's that?
Is he considered a band?
He's got to be, because he played every single instrument on the album. He has
That's what
one
I'm saying.
song.
I don't know if they consider him a band or not. But go ahead.
I mean, I'm just.
We're talking artist. Artist counts.
I'm saying him no matter what. I count him as multiple people. He had an album. I think he had 16, 17 songs on it. Every single song was live instrumentation. All of it was all him, even down to like African percussion. It was crazy. And then he had every different genre, every different decade. He had songs that sounded like they were from the 70s. He had it was insane. He had one song on the album that was digitally done, and he emphasized and actually said it in the lyrics what he was doing and while he was playing them digitally. But other than that, the album is phenomenal. For me, that guy's a genius savant. Go listen to it. If you tell me I'm wrong after that, I know not to talk to you anymore, just like Rick does when it comes to NERD.
You two over there on your high horses. Let me ask you this, and I didn't prepare either of you for this question. So, my wife and I, we like to listen to the albums that are nominated for Best Album of the Year, and we will go song by song, and we will rank them based off. Is it a banger? And I know bangers. So is it a banger? That's a meme video. I don't know if you've seen that video. It's a freaking awesome video. But anyway, so is it a banger? I would look for it. Like, I'm gonna go out of my way to listen to this song again. It's fine. I might not search for it, but it's a perfectly fine song. Or skip. I'm falling asleep. I'm bored. I don't like the song. And we'll choose. We'll go through all the songs and pick them. And what we found is that a lot of the recent albums will come out, and we are just like, these songs they're super like melancholy, and they're boring, and they're not really like catching our interest. As somebody who might have a more basic musical palette than the two of you, have you found that new music is going that way? Like, what is and if so, then what's the appeal of this like super sad, oh, I'm green and it's gray and it's it just doesn't feel like it's enchanting me in the same way that I'm not using Nickelback just to use Nickelback, but because we're talking about, like, you go to that album and it's got songs that I want to listen to, that are good songs that have a beat, that they might move up and down in terms of up tempo, slow tempo, but at least it's got like some listenability. It feels like albums today, at least the ones that are nominated for Album of the Year, because that's specifically what I'm talking about, don't meet that type of criteria. It's just very melancholy.
Well, from throughout history, Album of the Year usually doesn't signify where the music genres are presently. Album of the Year is kind of a hand select. It's almost like a popularity contest. So one thing I like about this time and day and age we are with music now, whatever type of music you're looking for, it's out there. You just got to search it. So I have a pretty vast palette, so I consider myself to have one of the best playlists in all of America, at least, for sure, on Spotify. So yeah, it's fantastic. So, and it has a lot of artists who people may not know, but they make really, really, really good songs. And so they have albums that are really, really good out there that people just don't know about, because you have to go out and search. So is it going to show up on your top 40 list? No, they're not going to show up there. Are they going to show up at these award shows? Most likely, no. But if you have a genre and you're willing to go down a certain rabbit hole for start with your favorite person, and then kind of venture down a rabbit hole a little bit, you'll find some really, really good gems. So I think the music is wherever you find it. If you find it as a melancholy, if your sweet spot is the melancholy spot, that's where you find it. If you find other sounds and things like that, it's there too. So whatever you're looking for is there right now, for sure.
But Yills, is that good? Like, is that is that good of that the top albums of the year are merely popularity contests, but they don't actually seem to represent. Again, maybe in my basic musical tastes, it doesn't seem like this is actually good music. Like, is that good for the industry?
I mean, it's working. I mean, that's kind of the way society is now. Quality has gone down in everything. The mainstream music is not meant to be the best music. It's meant to be the most palatable, and how can it be marketed, right? And I think the other part comes with that musically and sonically is like, to your point, Marsh, it is slower. Thank you, Taylor Swift. Thank you, Billie Eilish. And as they found artists, to me, this is my opinion, right? But I am always right. My opinion is, as they found artists that either A, could not sing, or B, could not like really sing, they had to slow the songs down for them to be able to get their vibrato, get their notes, get everything in. And obviously that had to be a melancholy song if it was going to be slowed down. When you want to hear Billie Eilish whisper across the song, whisper through a song, or even like a Sabrina Carpenter now, right? Some of those songs are more up-tempo songs, but the tone of them is slow, so she can get her whispers and singing out. And then we all know Taylor Swift couldn't do an upbeat song when she tried. She does have one jamming song we like, but they do slow the songs down because people are not the major artists are not able to vocally get it done.
So that you think the artists aren't as talented today as they might have been
100%.
decades.
I think they're more. I've said this all the time. This is probably a different subject. I think as time is going by, you see the line of time is steady. I think the creativity and the skill is going up while the standard is going down. So artists are not as good at a particular thing. Like vocally, they can't sing, but they're way more creative.
Right, I agree with that.
How do you mean by creative? Like, because, yeah, elaborate on that.
Rick, I'll let you run with that one. I feel like we're on the same page.
So I can't, it might be a vocalist who can't hold a note like a Whitney Houston or somebody, but she know how to make the sounds go in and out, make it interesting. Now she bounces the reverb from left speaker to right speaker. They do effects. So now you're more caught up on the effects of the record as opposed to the vocal. Nowadays, the vocals in a lot of cases are pushed to the back. It's more of an additional sound. It's not that much louder than any other sound going on in the record because the vocal isn't meant to stand out because this person is not winning on their vocals.
We were listening. We watched on Netflix. They have the We Are the World special. I think it's on Netflix, like the making of We Are the World. And you go back and you listen to some of the artists back in the day, and we would say they can't sing, but when you go listen to it, their voices, they were aiming for a very specific thing, and they could sing. There was very identifiable characteristics of every singer, and they could sing. You could strip their vocals out of a song, play them just not acoustically.
Acapella.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going crazy. And you would hear it, and it would sound good. You can't do that now. It's got to be some accompaniment there.
And now it's more. And as a result, now it's more about feeling than actually hitting the note. So now it's more about the feeling. You can say minimum words now. If the beat and the sound gives you a particular feeling, it's just as good as saying words. So it's more so about feeling than the actual note. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of singers can't really hit those actual notes.
Rick, have you ever felt in espresso or whatever the hell Sabrina Carpenter is saying? Have you ever felt that way? Me in espresso?
I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to say
doesn't
no.
listen to Sabrina Carpenter. So I would say this, and again, I'm not trying to cast myself as some musically knowledgeable person in the same way that the two of you are, but one of the things that I've found to be a little, call it annoying when you're listening to music these days is the brevity of a song, right? Like the song will lead with your first not chorus, your first verse, and it'll be, let's say, 4 rhymes, right? So maybe it's 8 lines total. They'll hit the chorus, and then they'll come back for the second verse, and the second verse will either be 8 lines again, or it'll be half that, and then we're right back to the chorus. The bridge doesn't exist. The bridge is merely just an audio track of the beat, and then we're back to the chorus again, and then we're out, and that's it. And I found that it makes zero sense in today's music. and I understand the reasoning because they're just trying to get listens on and plays on Spotify or whatever platform they're on. But Rick, it's annoying to listen to a song and be like, all right, this is going to be over in 2 minutes and 25 seconds, as opposed to the type of music that we'd see as recently as the 2010s, where a song would go for 3.5, 4 minutes, so that you were getting the entire experience.
Well, you have to thank TikTok and the new wave right now, because the attention spans of everyone is that much more shorter. Their TikTok have songs for 30 seconds that become a number one records. So if you got number one records that become number one records in 30 seconds or a minute song, then it would behoove you, for those who follow trends, to drop your song as a minute and a half as well. So they're now feeding to the algorithm of social media, become slaves to the algorithm in social media, where it's way more. It's not just about music anymore, and that's the unfortunate part. The business of music makes music nasty. The business of music makes keeps people making quality music. I wish that I had dreams of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. That's such an easy task. It's such an easy road to travel. There's specific rules, specific things. If you check those boxes, bam, you're a doctor. Bam, you're a lawyer. So to be a musician is a labor of love, especially these days when people kind of throw it away. Streaming has kind of make it's cheapen music. Well, I don't have to pay for anything. I don't want to pay for anything. To hell with how much hours the artist put in. To hell with how much song it costs to produce it. To hell with that person being vulnerable on the record. I need to hear it for free because it's on my Spotify, it's on my Apple Music, and I'm moving on to the next song right after that. So we live in a different time frame, and as artists, we have to be creative on how we really can tap into those who really rock with us, because the algorithm and social media is not on our side ultimately.
I have nothing to add. Attention spans are really short. I always had this joke before we see our last days. The music industry will find who the top artist is, and we'll have about a minute and a half song where someone's not actually saying words. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
mumble rapping.
No, much worse than that.
I mean, Kanye kind of did it already. He did that song he dropped, and he was saying scoopity scoop for an entire minute and a half, and that was the record.
He's a genius. We don't talk about Kanye.
So I feel like it's time for to pay some bills.
I think it is some not so sponsorship. So Rick has put pen to paper on our non-sponsorship today, and it's my distinct pleasure of reading it. So I'm going to pull this up here. We'll let the intro run. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk over this or not. Producer might be mad at me, but all right. So today's episode is not brought to you by. Are you tired of that itch? Are you tired of your pants being more hot in here than Nelly's song? Well, today is your lucky day. Drop those pants and rub on some Vagisil. Ace and the boys will thank you for it. So the next time that itch in your pants makes you want to dance, do what I do and grab some Vagisil. Ooh, great on vages, but good enough for me. That's who we're not sponsored by today. Thank you, Richard.
Beautiful job. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Vagisil. Thank you, Vagisil.
Wow. Great non-sponsor for us. We are very happy that they did not sponsor today's podcast. All right, so let's. I don't. There's no good way to move on from that. So I guess we're just gonna go to the next topic here. So that would be we kind of got from Rick's on who he likes and from Yells too. So who is an artist, and maybe you already said it, an overrated artist of today? I mean, we're not hating on people necessarily, but is there a overrated artist, Yells, that a lot of people are listening to, maybe they're obsessed with, but you just simply don't get it, maybe?
There's a lot of them. There's a lot. I mean, Taylor Swift, those are easy. Taylor Swift and
I have a really good one.
Billie Eilish. I could give Rick a hard time and say Kendrick Lamar. I really don't get it. who wants to rap like with voices? I could really piss Rick off with that one. I'm not gonna do it. I will tell you who mine is though. And again, you know, sometimes I realize I am a Gemini because most of the things that I start loving, I end up hating, and most of the things that I hate, I end up loving. This guy's first album, till this day, I'm still infatuated with it. It's a great album, but I hate The Weeknd. I hate The Weeknd's music. His music makes me want to search out where he is and put a chokehold on. I don't want to hurt him, but I do want to choke him out. I want him to feel how I feel when I hear his music because it's suffocating and annoying. Like, stop trying to sound like Michael Jackson, but be like a homeless guy, but have a pop beat, but just kind of suck. Like, why is he so big? Why is he such a big deal? Like, he's a mega artist. Vocally, it's just okay. Production, it's just all right. Lyrically, who knows what he's saying half the time. His performances are like the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life other than the production team. Like, I mean, it is really bad. I don't understand. And honestly, I don't want to just vent. I would love if somebody here could explain anything good about him at all. Please.
It's the feel. You gotta understand where Weeknd started from. The time frame he came out, it was downer, melancholy music, and people who was into that. But now those individuals have grown up like he has, and those individuals happen to be a larger group of audience. And so now you take this ethnic background, this ethnic background, this ethnic background. They all adults now, so they're all lawyers, they're all doctors, they all this, they all that, and so they all in positions of power. Jobs. Growing up, listening to Weeknd, so they're gonna uphold him some Weeknd. They're gonna invite him to the concerts, take him to all the shows. He had a movie come out, and that's just the way that's gonna go. Answer.
So before you do it, I just want to make sure I understand your analogy. So the analogy is the equivalent of my friend I know that ate ramen. He was not well grown. He ate ramen habitually, like two, 3 times a day, and now. Like, he's 7 figures. Like, he's doing very well. Yep. And he will still warm up the ramen on the side. I mean top ramen on the side of his steak. So just because you always done it, you just keep rocking with it.
There you go.
He's trash. I don't care.
Most of us do that. Most of us do that in our lives. I don't want to get into the old soapbox.
I would just say that I think Rick's point's not wrong. I mean, he had melancholy songs, but enough that they were still it's that catchy beat, right? It's like it's still got the same. You can sit there and you can nod your head to it, whether it's a good song or a bad song, right? And he
appealed to audience. This is the point I was trying not to say it, but I got to say it. He appealed to an audience that did certain types of recreational drugs.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
true. And those audiences are usually not the broke audiences that deals with those. That plays with those recreational drugs.
I just feel like I could pay y'all to
all that comes into play.
I feel like I could give you $100 to go to a Weeknd concert and stay for the whole thing, and y'all will leave.
Well, I've never been to Weeknd concert, so I guess I can't say that.
That's gonna be an expensive ticket, that's for sure.
Hey, he's like the 3rd best Canadian artist. All right,
that's gonna be an expensive.
Shout out Nickelback.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah,
he's Canadian. Yeah. Mine is definitely probably gonna be controversial. I'm sure I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I just want to go on the record and say every time this artist dropped an album, I listened to it with open ears because I don't get it, and after a while I started thinking maybe it's not them, maybe it's me, because everybody else loves this artist, and I don't hate him, I don't dislike him. And if I'm out somewhere and he's playing, I'm gonna bob my head like everyone else. But I don't jam this person in the car. I don't really know that. But I listen to every album that comes out. At least I try to. But I don't understand. I personally don't understand what all the hoopla is. It sounds like one long ass record. The whole album.
I already know what you're about to say.
It sounds like one continuous on the whole album.
I'm gonna find you.
And Future. Is the person I'm saying.
I was wrong.
He's wildly popular. He has a bunch of hits. Every time he drops an album, I go listen to see maybe this is the album that I become a Future fan too. I've yet to find that album that has transferred me over. But kudos to him. This is definitely not coming from a place of hate. I just don't get it. I don't. I understand it, but I don't get it.
I have seen you wear Gucci and Bally at the same damn time. I just want you to know that. So you have to at least like that song.
Who did you, Runyo, think he was gonna say?
I thought he was gonna say so. I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to have a fight about this. I thought he was gonna say Chris Brown.
It.
I don't want to fight that hard today. I thought he was gonna say Chris Brown.
Chris Breezy.
No, Chris Brown is great.
You goddamn right.
Yeah. He's just not better than Mike.
Is that an argument? Are people you
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mark, you see his face?
You're arguing Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson?
Even the casual music
grew up eating ramen doesn't mean that ramen stays better than all other foods.
yells. Even the casual music fan understand that that's ludicrous. To even fix your lip, it's ludicrous. Let's move on, Mark.
Not Nickelback is elite. It's that this guy thinks Chris Breezy is better than Michael Jackson.
It is a much closer argument than people really are probably prepared to digest. Is all I'm saying.
I don't care if the Rockets win by 1, they still win.
That's not true. How close matters?
I'm too dumb to be able to have this. I'm too musically dumb to have this argument because I would just say no.
Who is it for you, Marsh?
Who? I will. How about this? I might not say they're overrated, but to Rick's point, I don't get Beyonce, and
who did you just say?
Beyonce. I didn't say she's bad. I just don't get Beyonce.
Cut my feed, dog. Cut my feed, dog.
It's not the music. I would say this. Maybe this is more of the hot take, like her country album. I didn't think that was a country album. I thought that was an album that featured country artists.
Fair enough.
When we listened to that album, and because I'm very indifferent on Taylor Swift. My wife is a big fan. She plays Taylor Swift. That's fine. I'm not sitting here being like, throw it on. I need to listen to Redwood now. Like, I'm not doing that. But, like, she had her Eras tour, and then Beyonce had her, I can't remember what the name of the tour was, and it was obviously blowing up with a much different crowd. And so we listened to the album. I was like, I don't get it, right? I don't understand what the hype is. I think there's other country albums that are better than this album.
So you don't understand the hype with this particular album. You don't understand Beyonce hype, period.
I understand, like, to the conversation that you're having earlier, Rick, about like the notes that she could hit was dope as hell. Like, listening to that and like you could literally see, or excuse me, I guess musically you could listen to and really appreciate that she was having, really great abilities that other people did not possess at her peak. And there are songs that she has that I like. I'm not saying that her music is bad, but I just don't sit here and say, okay, Queen Bee above everybody else. Let's stop the argument. Who are we arguing for number 2? I'm just not. I don't sit here and see that. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm well aware this is a show about me saying that Nickelback's elite. But I don't sit here and say. Queen Bee number 1 and everyone else. That's not me saying that she's not in that conversation. She most certainly, I'm sure, is.
Yeah, but
Rick, if you have a rebuttal,
the Beehive will tell you up. Be careful.
Hey, Rick, that's what I was gonna say before you
be on your ass, boy.
Before you rebut, we're on this show too. Beehive. This is not the take of tell me I'm wrong. This is the take of Mark. And we're standing up for Beyonce just because we know what's best for us.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't agree.
And Mark's just take on it. Can we go to a commercial break?
Yeah. My God.
One ad read.
You're getting us canceled on episode number 2.
I didn't say she was bad. I
love the Beehive. We gotta move on. I love the Beehive.
Jesus.
We can love them all.
Don't get us in trouble, Marsh. You're supposed to keep this show on the rails. How could you?
Look at this skin tone. We will be just fine. Okay, we will be just fine here. I'm saying that they're gonna be like, yeah, white boy with a red beard doesn't get Beyonce.
That's something. You're else. The same color Beyonce has been for the last year and a half, to be honest. You've seen it, Rick. You've seen this. You've seen the bleaching. Don't you dare!
I haven't seen anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
You've seen the bleaching. You've seen it.
I don't play on Beyonce's internet like that.
It's just a fact,
on Beyonce's internet like that.
You've seen it. That whole country album. She was a lot brighter than she normally is. What?
I didn't see anything.
I feel like you're saying worse things than me right now.
Look fantastically well to me.
Oh, she still looked good. She was just a little brighter than usual.
She was happy. Maybe she was just really happy.
The spotlight was shining bright on her.
So, and then maybe this is just turning into me asking you guys questions about the music industry that I have no other people that I get to ask about. So this is just great. So one of the things that I've noticed, and it feels very maybe predictable, is that artists will come out and they will be the next big thing, right? They'll be winning awards left and right. Their debut album will be fantastic. Everybody will love them. And then in a matter of months, they are gone. They don't release, or their follow-up album is not as good. The name that always comes to my mind, I have no reason to explain why it does, but like for example, Sam Smith was everywhere at his peak. He was on every single song. Sam Smith. He was Are we introducing you to Sam Smith, Roniel, or are you familiar?
Oh, you know Sam Smith.
He reintroduced himself to us, but continue.
This is true. But as a musician, he was very, very popular. And then he disappeared. And I feel like that's very consistent with, like, for example, DaBaby. During 2020, was everywhere. He had a bunch of songs that he put out. I feel as if I have not heard anything from him in the last couple of years. Those are just the two examples that come to mind. I'm sure if we had the time and I really wanted to spend on finding artists that didn't have great follow-ups, I'm aware that one-hit wonders exist, and that's whatever. But why are our artists seemingly incapable? It's either you are Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, Billie Eilish, and you just are in front of everybody all the time, or you are one album and done, and out the door.
Can I jump in there, Rick, or you feel adamant?
What do you think?
Yeah, I'll just be real brief on this one. In all honesty, it's business and it's music. You drop that first album. A lot of people's first album, the budget was not fully there the way you think it would be, at least on the creative end. But somebody came on the tail end and put all the money into marketing it. So that's them pouring their heart and soul into that album. What you hear, they've worked on for some time, and that's why it's good, and that's why it blew up, and people are supporting it. Then they got to go out and they got to tour to make the money back that was spent to market it. And that's a lot of time, and it's a lot of energy. Then once you're done with that, Marsh, now you have to go out and try and make the greatest thing that you've ever been able to make again in your life. And that's hard. And you probably make 50 to 100 songs trying to figure out how to get that sound, or what sound you're going to do, or if you're going to reinvent yourself, who to work with, what you're going to do. Is a lot of pressure. That's why they call it the sophomore slump, because and even when people do drop that second album, a lot of times there is a second album and it's not so great. And the labels don't pump it out. So when you hear an artist, they've been out for at least a year before we've heard them. And then they blow up and they're all over radio waves and rotation. They got about a 6 or 9 month run, and then they got to go tour for another 9 months. That's about 2.5 to 3 years right there. And then that's where a lot of them get stuck creatively trying to figure out, and the label trying to figure out what's going to work. You've already burnt 2.5 to 3 years.
I'll keep it really simple. I'll keep it even simpler than that. Most of these artists, Marshall, are part of a machine. And so you only move, or you only get as big as a machine allows you to be. So in the case of like Lil Baby specifically, he was doing really well.
DaBaby actually made a mistake. He did something wrong.
He started saying some things that other people as part of the machine did not appreciate. It's what they do. They shut you down. Simple as that.
Are you allowed to say that, or will you get shut down? I'm
independent. I'm not signed to nobody label. I'm my own.
So what was he saying that?
I don't remember everything he said specifically, but he said some remarks, I think, by a certain group or certain.
He talked about the LGBT community. Yeah. Actually, the two people you brought up. He said something about the LGBT community, and it kind of canceled him off. On the other end, Sam Smith, he kind of came out even more, but in a pretty. The question mark was if people accepted just how much. How much he leaned into.
I think Sam Smith took the route of, man, F it. I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the labels probably try to negotiate a way to make that work for both parties. And Sam Smith's probably like, nah, this is how I'm rocking right now.
Yeah, he leaned all the way in. The labels weren't accepted.
You're part of their machine. They can shut you down and date it. Little dumb that stays across the street can be a millionaire, worldwide superstar in 6 months. If the label decided they want him to be the superstar in the next 6 months. It's just that simple. It's just that either with the press of a button, they'll build you up, and they'll shut you down when they want to shut you down. A la Drake. Drake just finished getting a lawsuit. He tried to sue Kenny Lamar to say that, hey, the label was making the song bigger than it was. Well, Drake. They did the same for you all these years. It's the same record label. You benefited from the same tactics. This is how it works. So even if they did do that, which they might did, I'm sure they've done it for you. So you can't really cry and complain when the rule is justified for you, but it's not justified for somebody else. So bottom line, you're part of the big machine. You're at their whim.
Was that why I keep seeing these Drake the type of guy memes all over social media, where it's like Drake the type of guy to, when he's filling up his car in the middle of the night, rub it and say, at least one of us is filled? Have you seen any of those?
I have not seen that, but that's a good one.
I've been seeing, there's been a couple of them that I've been coming, that a friend of mine has been sending to me. They're pretty great. Let me see. I'm gonna give you a couple more. Hold on, because these are solid stuff. Here we go. As Drake rinses his hair, he stares at the bottle of Johnson & Johnson shampoo. No more tears, it reads. He sighs, maybe one day. Drake the type of guy to surprise his homies with a visit from the Tickle Monster.
Wow.
Drake the type of guy to say scrub-a-dub-dub when showering.
Drake's the type of guy that would go to a museum, hold a dinosaur fossil in his hand and whisper to it, "You still exist to me."
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a big machine going after a man. I mean, you had the Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl, like the screenshot there when he's staring straight at the camera, and that thing kind of blew up all over everything. So then,
Drake's the type of guy that gets spirals in his eyes when he gets dizzy.
So,
wow,
Drake's just taking some L's right now. It would appear. So how does a guy, or it's not a guy, how does an artist, a band, or whatever, how do they maintain that longevity? So it's easy that you die off because you put all this time into something, and now they're saying, okay, do that again, and it's like, all right, that's a lifetime of work, and you want me to repeat it in 12 to 18 months. So what's the difference between those that make it big and then maintain that type of, and again, I'm not talking top tier end like Post Malone and all the ones I mentioned before. I'm talking just like the ones that continue to put out good music. They get nominated every now and again, and they have their big hits, but maybe not, the greatest artist of all time type.
Yeah, I'm really simple. They found their tribe. They found the individuals who really rock with their music and they resonate with them and they're locked in with them. So once you get the people that rock with you and people that support you, those are your tribe. That's your people. And so even if you're not a major label, you get let's do some simple math. You get 1,000 fans. We're going to keep it really general. 1,000 fans that really, really, really rock with you, that would pay you each $100 over the course of 1 year. What that math say? Now scale that up. Let's say you got 10,000 fans, right? You can make a really good living that way. Plus you consider tours and things of that nature. So I think it's just about staying consistent and going where your audience goes. And make sure you keep your audience locked in. That's the most important thing.
Yells, anything to add there?
Yeah, just kind of knowing, to Rick's point, that I think there's 100% true. Also knowing that if you're gonna stay true to your music, there's probably a level to it. Some of the conspiracy theories are not conspiracy theories. There's an upper echelon longevity. So there's some sacrifices that have to be made. Doesn't mean you got to go find your mom or your closest kin. That's not what I mean. But there's sacrifices that come with it. So yeah, longevity is real. That's why most of the longer tenured artists in the music industry have already been around. You don't see a lot of newer artists per se that continue to have longevity. Not very many at all.
One thing I found interesting, and you look at those artists that are like, I would say the top 3 of most I don't know if it's popular, but like just the top 3 artists right now. This is purely my view, and I'm not saying these are the best.
Nickelback, and Nickelback.
No. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Post Malone. Like they each have this cult following. But I mean, he's huge right now. Like Post Malone is massive right now.
That's a total Post Malone situation is a totally different conversation.
But what I find interesting is that they make this cross genre flip at some point in their career, right? Like Post Malone came out and he was initially, I'm a rapper, I'm doing hardcore rap, like like gangster rap, but like I'm a white dude, but I rap, and I got cornrows, I've got a grill, and I mean he still has a grill, but like I am diving all the way into this culture, and then he slowly but surely started moving away from that, and he took his rap fans and he said, okay, I'm also going to kind of do like a little bit of pop rock. And then he brought in some fans that were like rock music. And then he said, actually, you know what I'm really going to do? I'm going to become a country star. I don't want to do country music. And then he gets all these fans that like country music to start listening to him. And so now you've got fans of his that are from his rap days, from his rock days, and from his country days, and now he's a huge artist for that reason. Taylor Swift did the same thing. She was a country star. She wasn't Queen Bee in the same way that Queen Bee had that until she started moving cross genre and then started picking all that up. And obviously, a lot of the social media kind of inflamed that and really grew her fan base even more. But like she was a country star at her origins. Beyonce was a part of Destiny's Child. Like you start having these, okay, I'm going to start being these different things, and it's interesting to see how artists are doing that and picking up all this fans.
Yeah, and most white boys who rap use it as a luncheon pad to do something else.
I was going. That's why you jumped right into the race because I was going to say what I was going to say.
MGK is another. Like they'll use rap as their luncheon pad to get them popular, and then once they reach a certain level of that. Because they can branch off from other things without being so that's kind of like a conversation internal conversation that a lot of musicians, especially in hip hop, have because I don't think the conversation is we don't guard the door for hip hop as strongly as some other people did. You see how much pushback Beyonce got from country singers and the networks when she dropped a country album, they weren't even playing her music on the country networks for a while. Right. You know what I mean?
Do you think that MGK's transition away from hip hop had anything to do with the meme would be that he moved to rock and pop that he is now because of the Eminem feud?
No.
What I was going to say, Rick, since you kind of leaned in, we touched on the race element. Like, in all honesty, and go find me the artist and tell me I'm wrong, right? When it comes to the white artists, what you see presented from them when they're blowing up is not what they originally wanted to do. They evolve. They get in the door doing what they have to do, and they eventually do what it is that they probably initially loved. If you go back and look at Taylor Swift before she blew up, yes, she did country music, but there was pop. She wanted to be a pop artist. You can go find the footage. Same thing with Post Malone. He wanted to be rock and country. You can go find the footage. For black artists, they expand themselves into other stuff, trying to grow their base and become even larger. So it kind of works in reverse racially when it comes to music. You touched on it, so I wanted to jump in there and see it. But if I'm wrong, find me an artist that doesn't work that way.
What's the chick whose dad is a big country singer?
Which one?
Miley Cyrus.
Miley
Cyrus.
She
got hot. She fell off. Guess what she did? I'm going to rap. She did rap. She got hot doing rap again. Then once rap got her back hot again, she jumped off rap and went back. You know what I mean? So
now she's Stevie Nicks. She's doing what she always wanted to be.
They just use the genre to springboard into something else.
Got a TV show that didn't hurt her.
I do love Miley Cyrus. I do like her music, all of it.
She went kind of ratchet there mid-career.
That's why he likes him. That's why.
That's why Yells likes him.
That's why Yells love a little slightly ratchet Barbie. He likes a slightly ratchet Barbie. Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear a little secret?
Into denying this,
you want to hear a little secret? My wife likes her too.
I don't want to go down that path. We don't need to have this conversation.
Came in like a wrecking ball.
Anything that we're missing here? Anything that I didn't bring up I mean, I'm you can't tell me I'm wrong. Nickelback remains elite. But any closing parts here?
You're wrong for that promo, and my question is why Vagisil, Marsh? Why?
You know, I got no good answer for you there. I had no background before I read it. So when you texted it to me, I was very confused. You were like, "Are you tired of that itch?" And I was like,
"Oh boy."
And so I did not keep reading, and I was like, "Oh, I think this is the ad read." And so I stopped reading.
Are you tired of that itch?
I'm glad I stopped reading.
What a hell of a question it is to start off with that. Are you tired of that itch?
Okay, before we go, you asked me about St. Lucia. I got a quick story to tell that my wife did not totally want me to share this, but I found it absolutely hilarious. So,
yes,
St. Lucia is a country that is 85% black people. Okay, and then it's like 10% mixed race, which I'm sure means like half of that is black. I mean, it's a black community, and so we are riding. So December 1st was election day in St. Lucia. It was between two candidates. Parties were, they were voting, and so it is everywhere you go. They were having parties every single night for elections. Everywhere you turn, it just looked like a normal political season. And so we had a driver that was driving us to some of our excursions, and he goes, we're giving us the background, and she goes, so like, what are they voting for? And he goes, well, they're voting for prime minister. And she goes, oh, they're voting for Grand Master? And I said, no, not that. And she goes, well, what did he say? And he goes, he said, prime minister. And she goes, well, what's Grand Master? I said, well, that'd be the leader of the KKK. And the driver in the front seat is just giggling his tail off that she did not hear him correctly, and she incorrectly said what she said. We straightened her out. We're not going down that path. But she was a little confused as to what they were voting on there down in St. Lucia on December 1st.
What?
Story time for you. So. Yeah. All right. Well, that is all
I can see why she didn't want you to tell that story, Morris. I can easily see why. But it's a funny story. It's a funny story.
She's a good woman, and she just misheard, and we got a chance to educate her, and that was
there you go.
That was it.
Education is important.
Education. That's it.
Stay in school, kids.
That's it. All right. Well, that is our show. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate our production team, which is staring at us with sunglasses. We appreciate our non-sponsor, Vagisil, for not sponsoring.
Thank you, Vagisil.
We will be back next Thursday. Like, comment, subscribe, Spotify, Apple, and on YouTube. Tell me I'm wrong. Thursdays, every single morning. Talk to you next week.
It's an excellent episode.